There are so many variations on hide-and-seek game modes on so many different games. Just on Minecraft alone, there's Hypixel's Farm Hunt, Mineplex's Block Hunt, HiveMC's appropriately named Hide-and-Seek, and each of these games is fun in its own way, sure, but I wanted to make my own unique twist on the genre, never-before-seen features and fun things, and I made it, and it turned out great.
My stack of snow. Oh.
Of course, the first step in making a game is brainstorming. So, I brainstormed some ideas with Michael for this game, and we came up with some really good ones, such as an extremely huge map, unique chests for hiders and seekers with crazy custom items that could help them out, and a bunch more, but I'll let you see those for yourself. So obviously at this point I wanted to start programming, so I tried, and I didn't program, so instead I decided to start working on the hub world. If nothing else, this could at least serve as a positive place to return to during development when I'm feeling down. I think the way that it turned out, it really is symbolic about my entire journey as a programmer, and the steps that I've taken in my journey to get to this point in my... No, not really. No, it's just a hub. But anyway, with that all done and finished, it was time to start actually programming. So the first thing that I wanted to work on and get out of the way was map loading. Anyway, first I need to actually pick out a map, so I scanned the various Minecraft websites for a while, and then I think I finally found my map, and I chose Novigrad by Elysium Fire. By the way, if you want to go download that, there's going to be a link in the description to try out that map for yourself. It was really big, really detailed, which is exactly what I wanted, so I went with that. So then I got to work developing a system that could reset the map and discard any changes made during the game. And that was confusing as always, but I got it to work. That meant that we could do anything we wanted to the map. And it could reset, and with that, map loading and unloading was done. The first step in a very long process of developing. Next thing to do was to add some restrictions that stop the player from opening doors and using levers and buttons and getting to areas of the map that they shouldn't be able to get to. And while I was at it, I also added a world border so that you couldn't escape the map. After a bit of programming and some to-be-expected debugging, everything worked as intended. So now we can move on to the fun part. Chests. Now there are a few ways that I could actually make chests spawn in the world. I could define possible chest positions by hand and then they would always spawn in those positions, but I figured that's too predictable. So instead I decided on an approach that would allow chests to spawn in completely random positions in the world. However, I found that this approach was not nearly as simple as I had hoped. There were a lot of issues with it. The first one was that chests take a very long time to generate for a map which has about 1 million blocks of area, and the ones that actually spawned were only in loaded chunks, so that was a fail. So to fix that, I decided to spawn chests every time that a chunk is loaded for the first time, and then it ran much more smoothly. They would spawn in all the chunks. It worked pretty well, except that now I had another issue. Chests spawn around the map, but they spawn in water, inaccessible places, on roofs, and all the spots that you can't get to, and then you're sad because you see a chest there and you really want to get it, but you can't, and that's depressing. So I tried to fix that one by adding some restrictions on where chests can spawn. For example, they can't spawn in dark places, they can't spawn on certain types of blocks, and they can't spawn on slopes, and to get rid of the thing with them spawning on roofs, and they can't spawn in water, of course, and lots of things like that. So that worked very well. But here we arrive at another problem. There are already chests on the map, and there's no difference in appearance between the chests that are spawned for the game and the normal chests that are just a part of the map that have no purpose whatsoever for you. So, my solution was sound effects. Now sure, these sound effects and particles did make it easier to tell which chests were functional and which were decoration, but the sound effects also had another unseen effect of making me want to throw my computer out my window, and that's not acceptable. So I had no choice but to remove the sound effects for now to preserve the sanity of the people who will play the game in the future, and I guess overall all of humankind. Now to program the effect for opening a chest. It was pretty simple. I just had to use a little workaround so you wouldn't see the inventory, and it worked pretty well. So saying open here without me seeing the inventory, and then... Oh! Hold on. Let me just, yes, it's not making the closing sound randomly now. That's a little bit better. That's good. It's fixed. We're good. I also added a beacon that spawns below the chest so that all the seekers will know where you are if you open one. Not necessarily a good thing, but it looks pretty cool, and you can see it from pretty far away, and it even goes through blocks. You might even notice that I added some sound effects that didn't make me want to throw my computer out the window. The last step to making these chests was to actually get something to come out of them when you open it, so that when you open the chest, an item would come out and greet you and become your friend. So now when you open a chest, an item comes out. Pretty helpful item, I think. Oh, what a coincidence. That is a pretty helpful item. Oh, you should go do that. Yeah, it's good advice. Up until this point, I've mostly been working on the technical side of the game, like map loading, chests, all that, but now it was finally time for me to implement some gameplay. So the first thing I needed to do was make a lobby where hiders and seekers would spawn while they were waiting for the game to start, and I think it turned out very well. Next, I needed to program what I'm calling the game loop. I've never programmed something like this before, but it's basically a system that handles all of the possible events that can occur in the game. I have a bunch of different states, like before game, hiders selection, seekers being released, all that, and different things can happen for game states to switch, and different things happen when they switch. And the way that I implemented it, it only took me about an hour and a half to program the bulk of it, which is very, very fast, considering that this is like the majority of the gameplay stuff. At this point, I think it's safe to say that the game was pretty much playable. Hiders could hide, seekers could smack them and win the game, and players could open chests, but there was one thing missing. Nothing actually comes out of the chest yet that's helpful. I mean, I guess the subscribe button... What am I saying? The subscribe button is the most overpowered item ever. We need more items. But quickly, before I began, I decided to take some time to implement a flexible and expandable system so that I could quickly add new items and test them. I created an inheritance-based, it's a fancy programming terms, custom item system that made handling item weights, item names, item consumption, all that stuff very easy to implement and test out and all that. So with that out of the way and working properly for the most part, I could finally add some custom items. The first one I tackled was the snowballs, and that you could just throw them at a seeker and knock them back and hopefully give yourself a little bit more time to get away. Now, a water bucket, which can be placed to disrupt seekers and hopefully stop them from tagging you. Oh, how about this one? A splash potion of invisibility, so the seekers can't see you. It's smart. Of course, with the invisibility potion, we need a blindness potion, and hold on, that wasn't a seeker. The last of the hider items that I added was the punch potato, which is pretty self-explanatory and also extremely fun. Now to move on to the seeker items. The two seeker items that I added right away were the wool and the ender pearl, figuring that seekers could get around the map pretty fast with them, and also I added a hot and cold block that would alert you if you were getting closer or farther away from it, the hider that it's tracking. I figured this would counter the effect of the really large maps and allow seekers to actually find hiders. So with all of these features finally in the game, I decided it was time to gather 8 other people to test out what I had so far. Now this was very scary for me because I had never tested it out with more than 2 people. So there were 9 people in total now. So what you're about to see is some footage of what happened, and it's pretty fun. And just a quick note, I accidentally used the wrong microphone for the recording, so excuse the poor microphone quality, but anyway...
I'm the first hider to get chosen.
Wait.
Oh, Alright.
I am a hider, okay.
Me too.
Yeah. Who's not the hiders?
Who is a seeker?
I wonder if Little Braino's a seeker.
Alright.
Justin, is Little Braino up there with you?
Ooh.
Oh, yep, he is.
Oh, it's Cade, Justin, and Little Braino. You'll have to see it. Uh-oh. We better watch out. Kids can give us all the yell. Uh-oh.
I would give the hider chest the flame and the ender chest the green particles.
Uh-huh.
So do seeker boxes release beacons or no?
No.
They do not. You also don't have to stand next to them. You can just open them and keep running.
Oh, Mickey! Oh!
Oh, GG. Okay.
GG.
I couldn't find a good spot.
Cade's an insane seeker.
I couldn't find a good spot in time, so that's unfortunate.
What? I'm just running around the map. I mean, what? No, I'm not. Don't look for me.
Oh, I'm being tracked. I don't like
Ooh.
Ooh,
I'm still alive.
this. I'm gonna get moving. I got a notification saying a seeker is nearby.
Ooh.
This time, it was like for maybe 2 seconds. I think someone passed by just close enough to activate it.
Yes!
Hey
I'm
Michael,
getting
what's
such
in the
OP
corner
stuff.
of the ocean?
Oh, give me another one. Oh no, I just invised
Probably
myself.
not a purple yeti. I don't know.
Yes.
Not yet. Soon, maybe.
Yet.
I'm
Yet.
getting such OP stuff. I'm so happy. I'm just opening chests, YOLOing it.
I was until I got the secret nearby thing. And I just immediately was like, nope. Got out of there. Quick
Do I stay put or do I run for it? I think.
This game,
Yeah,
this map
I
isn't built
got-
for hide and seek.
But it works
So-
fairly well though. Still.
Yeah, it's just there are some spots
there he
that are
is.
like really.
Hey, buddy.
So someone's up at the castle.
Why
with
do
a
the
log
snowballs
chest.
do nothing?
Uh,
They were a joke.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Luke, are you a hider?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crimson is near here. Who's that, Justin? Crimson's in this
Who
area,
just
by the way.
invised right next to
If
me?
we want to find him.
Huh?
Wait, what? Somebody just in. I'm. What?
Oh no! I saw you run by, so I needed an invis pop for my location on top of you.
That scared me so bad.
Maybe there should be a seeker item that gives out someone's X coordinates or someone's Y.
Oh, I like that, and it says it like in all chat.
Oh yeah, and
Oh,
like it could
yeah.
mark it on the map.
I'll write that down. Yeah, that'd be pretty sick.
Ooh.
I've got such a great spot. Oh, I love this spot so much.
Oh,
Does that mean go for Luke?
I saw a Cade.
Uh-oh.
It's really close. Oh no!
Alright, so
I accidentally stumbled upon
I'm gonna go
Cade, not gonna lie. Oh no! He saw me, he totally saw me. Hey, did you see the beacon?
Oh, there's a secret close to me too. Hey, where are you? Do you like my spot?
I'm not sure where you are.
Cade,
I see somebody
I
down there.
clutched it so
I'll go say
hard.
hi. I see you. I see. Who is that?
Me?
I don't.
Oh
No, there's
my
another
goodness,
person.
Cade was so close to
I think it
finding
might be
me.
There's two.
Justin.
Wait, I think no.
There was somebody tracking me that I could see. I'm not sure where they went.
I went into your hiding spot, I think.
Oh! Okay, alright. Come at
I'm
me.
trying to find
Oh.
my old
Oh, is that
spot.
you? Is that you? Oh no, that's another person. Oh, there's two of you.
See you later! Oh. I don't have another
Where'd you go?
invis because I accidentally used my other one.
Yes, I found my
Where are
spot.
you, Luke?
Oh
I
no.
crashed into a tree.
Oh no! That's an elytra. Yeah, I'm not surviving. There's no way.
There's no way.
Oh, you're over there. Okay.
I will use my stack of snow. Oh!
See how underpowered it is? I'm yelling? Ow!
No!
Oh, got him.
Oh,
Oh
Thank
man.
you! No, I'm just kidding. Good job.
No, oh, he got me. Oh no! I knew I should have opened that chest. I was like, he's probably gonna find me. I'm like, no, I'll clutch it again.
I know that Crimson's in like the village, like the wooden village, kind of looks medieval.
Yes,
I
I got a
Oh,
hot
yeah, I
cold
know
block.
what you mean. Yeah.
I was close to him earlier, but I bailed out because I couldn't find him.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, I got a hot and cold block. Here we
Same.
go.
That's a cool spot, Crimson.
I'm close.
I feel like it's probably on the roof again. So someone from the
Oh,
lights wants
yeah,
to back
you-
the
you-
rooms.
you definitely saw me. I was like near there, definitely. I need to get in the roof somehow. That's the problem.
Hey!
Hey!
Oh, Kate's a legend. Kate's
Where
Where
was
was
he?
he?
He really legendary.
Oh,
We
Kate,
should
you
do it.
rolled to him.
Oh, he was right here.
Oh, GG.
Oh.
This test occurred about a month after I began development, and given that I didn't develop it extremely actively, I'm really happy with how it turned out and how much progress I made. There weren't any major bugs, there weren't any major flaws, and I count that as a win. I started this project with a simple idea, and it evolved into one of the projects I'm most proud of. Of course, there's still so much more work to do, like custom game events and a lot more, but I'll just leave those for another video. So, if you want to see more updates regarding my programming projects, you can join my Discord with the link in the description. If you want to see a part 2 to this video also, make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and if you have any suggestions, you can comment them down below and I'll see them and consider them. Other than that, thank you so much for watching, and have a great day.